Myself, Rajendra Karale. My qualification is MSc Chemistry B.Ed and experience is of 28 years. Now today we are going to discuss about nature of heat and work. Now here every system has a definite amount of energy. Now it can exchange energy that is gain or loss with its surrounding in a number of ways. The two important ways of exchange of energy, that is gain or loss with its surrounding are heat and work. Now heat and work are the important ways for the exchange of energy. The ways of exchange of energy that is gain or loss which is surrounding are electrical energy and radiant energy. Every system has definite amount of energy. Heat and work are the two important ways of exchange of energy, that is gain or loss with its surrounding. Now we write down first nature of heat. Heat is represented by the symbol Q. Now keep in mind, energy can be exchanged in the form of heat or work. First we'll discuss about here nature of heat. First we'll discuss about the what is the definition of heat. Now heat is nothing but the exchange of energy that is gain or loss with its surrounding due to difference in temperature between system and its surrounding. Now heat is nothing but it is a random form of energy Now heat is defined as the exchange of energy, that is gain or loss with its surrounding due to difference in temperature between system and surrounding. It is the random form of energy. Suppose one body is at higher temperature and another body is at lower temperature, then the heat flow from the body having higher temperature to the lower temperature. That means here write down Q is equal to T2 minus T1. Now here where T2 is greater than T1, here Q is the heat, T1 is the temperature of one body and T2 is the temperature of another body. Now change in internal energy. When no work is done at constant volume is given as, that is delta U equal to Q. Now this is obtained from first law of thermodynamics. Now here every system can exchange energy that is gain or loss with its surrounding in the form of heat if the system and surrounding are at different temperatures. Now this is the most important condition for the exchange of energy in the form of heat. What is the most important condition? System and surrounding are at different temperature. Now we are writing case 1. If a system is at higher temperature than its surrounding, then the system lose energy to the surrounding in the form of heat causing a fall in temperature of the system and rise in temperature of the surrounding till the temperature of the system and its surrounding become equal. Now then next, case 2. if a system is at lower temperature than its surrounding, then the system gain energy from its surrounding in the form of heat, causing rise in temperature of the system and fall in temperature of the surrounding till the temperature of the system and surrounding become equal. Now here consider the example. Consider an aqueous solution of nitric acid placed in a flask immersed in water bath. Now we have first write down diagram, draw the diagram. This is your thermometer. this is your system, and this is your water bath, and here write down figure flow of heat. That means here HNO3 AQ plus KOH AQ here we will get KNO3 AQ plus H2O liquid. Plus heat. That is Q. This is your nitric acid, and this is your potassium nitrate. Now here I the following reaction takes place as soon as an aqueous solution of potassium hydroxide is added to the flask. Now let us consider these lines are written here, and then write down the reaction. Now here case 1, if the reaction is exothermic, exo means evolved and thermic means heat. That means exothermic reaction are those reaction in which heat is evolved. That means temperature of water in the water bath rise if the reaction is exothermic, the temperature of water in the water bath rise. That means this clearly indicates that hence system lose energy to the surrounding That means water bath in the form of heat. Now here write down case 2. If ice placed in the flask immerse in water bath, the here ice melt and the temperature of water in the water bath, that means surrounding here, fall. Hence system gain energy from its surrounding that means here water bath in the form of heat. Now here write down path dependence nature of heat not in the syllabus. Heat like work is not the property of a system and is not a state function. It is a path function. Now actually what is the definition of state function? The function whose value depends upon the state of a system. That means initial state and final state, and not on the path, is called as state function. And then what is meant by path function? Function whose value depends upon path of a system and not on the state. That means initial state and final state is called as path function. Now heat like work is a path function. This can be proved by taking example. That is, suppose a system changes from initial state A to the final state B by different paths. Now part 1, adiabatic conditions. Suppose a system changes from initial state A to the final state B under adiabatic conditions. Now here the system cannot exchange energy, that is gain or loss with its surrounding in the form of heat. Hence here Q equal to 0. Now part 2. Isothermal conditions. Suppose a system changes from initial state A to the final state B under isothermal conditions. Now here the system can exchange energy that is gain or loss with its surrounding in the form of heat. Hence here Q is not equal to 0. Here draw the diagram. This is initial state A and this is final state B. Here write down adiabatic. That means here Q equal to 0. This is path 1 and here write down path 2 isothermal. Q is not equal to 0. That means here write down figure. Path dependence, nature of heat. Now here hence the amount of energy exchange, that is gain or loss with its surrounding in the form of heat is different for different paths. Though the initial and final states are same. That means here Hence, amount of heat depend upon path chosen for change. That means here, hence it is not a state function. It is a path function. Now keep in mind, every system has a definite amount of energy. That system can exchange their energy, that is gain or loss, with its surrounding in different number of ways. The two important ways for the exchange of energy are the heat and work. Now first is the heat, that is nature of heat. What is the definition of heat? Heat is one of the form of energy. That means heat is nothing but the exchange of energy, that means gain or loss, which is surrounding if the due to difference in temperature between system and surrounding. Now here keep in mind Q is equal to T2 minus T1, where T2 is greater than T1. That means this is regarding about the nature of heat. In the next period, we will discuss about the next topic, and remaining part of this unit will be discussed in the next lecture.